Let's welcome Arsh ma'am to the show.
I was super active in other activities. I love dancing. I used to sing.
Did you score top marks?
I was an average at
You
maths.
were average
Yeah.
at maths.
I used to get stuck a lot. I couldn't score well, but I worked hard and then I scored so well. She double checked my answer sheet. क्या अर्श की ही sheet है ना क्या ये? I didn't like SST. I don't want to say that because yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Once I watched a scary movie,
Then you
I
get
couldn't
scared.
sleep.
Oh, okay, all right. How did you think of becoming a teacher?
Teaching is in my blood.
Hello and welcome to Tea with Tarana. Now, this is a very special show, a podcast of sorts where I get to have some tea and you get to meet some very interesting people. We have some very special guests for you over here and we're going to do a casual gupshup with them. You're going to learn a lot more about their lives and you are going to take away some very valuable lessons that you can probably apply to your own lives. This special guest of ours is one of the finest teachers and of course she's a teacher at the Byju's platform. So without any further delay, let's welcome Arsh ma'am to the show.
Hey Tarana ma'am, thank you so much for such a nice introduction. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you over here too. I'm so excited and I'm sure our students are also.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
So are you drinking tea or coffee?
Actually, I'm having tea.
Yeah,
So I'm a tea person.
I'm also a tea person.
Yeah.
So is that the first thing that you need to have in the morning?
Yeah,
Chai.
actually, yes. In the morning and even before I get
Even-
to sleep. Yeah.
So tell us more about your life as a student.
Okay, so actually when I was a student, I was always a good girl.
Good girl.
So कभी भी parent teacher meeting पे कोई complaint नहीं आया है. So I was a very disciplined child. So I follow a perfect routine, homework on time, and then notebooks अच्छे से बना के रखना. That was the kind of student I was in school. So, but I was super active in other activities like I love dancing. I used to sing. I was in the music club of our school. Then I used to play instruments like I used to play harmonium for the prayer, morning
Wow.
assembly. Yeah. And apart from that, I was also good at sports. So I played state in badminton.
Wow. State in badminton, music,
Yes.
dancing also. Did you?
Yeah, a lot of dancing.
So student-wise, what would you say? Did you score like top marks?
If I talk about academics, I was quite an average student. I was not a brilliant one. So when I was in 6th grade, my SST teacher, Miss Renu, scolded me because I didn't get good marks.
Oh.
Then, yeah. So I didn't like SST. I don't
Oh.
want to say that because
SST.
yeah,
You're talking to an SST teacher.
I'm so sorry, but I couldn't remember the dates properly.
Okay, yes.
So there was a lot to memorize and stuff. I was a sensitive kid, so I was like, no, I have to clear my name. I have to prove myself. So I worked really hard, and I got 98 out of 100. Yes, actually.
Wow.
And she double checked my answer sheet. क्या अर्श की ही sheet है ना क्या ये? So yeah, I was like, I couldn't score well, but I worked hard and then I scored so well that I couldn't even recognize that this is my score. If I talk about science, science was like good. I was good at science, but maths, it was like okay. I was an average at
You were
maths.
average
Yeah.
at maths.
I used to get stuck a lot. Yeah.
Students, can you believe that? She's saying that she was average at math. So, how did you go from being an average student at math to rock star, superstar teacher that we have?
I was an average student, so I think it took me a lot of poking and prodding and sometimes extra help from the outside to, learn a single concept. It actually gave me a different perspective to understand where a student might get stuck.
The problems that a student may
yes.
have.
So I think that gave me that sixth sense कि
Right.
हाँ कि अगर बच्चा ये वाला concept पढ़ रहा है तो this is the place where he might get stuck. So I should be concentrating on this particular point.
Nice.
Right? I know where I struggled. So I know where a
Right.
student might struggle. So
Right.
that is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can completely understand
Yeah.
it. But I want to ask you, how did you think of becoming a teacher in
Yeah.
the first place? I mean,
Okay, so teaching, I consider that teaching is in my blood. Like I always wanted to teach.
oh.
Yeah, my parents, both of them are teachers, very brilliant teachers indeed. So my mother is a chemistry lecturer and my father was a physics lecturer, but now he's a principal. They were both state awardees in best teaching. So they were awarded by then President of India and APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Wow.
So they have always been my inspiration. So I always wanted to teach and yeah, I would say teaching is in my blood. So that was
so
there
this is
always.
amazing. Obviously, now your mom and your dad were both teachers,
Yeah.
and seems like your dad has had a very powerful influence on you. I mean, did he ever teach you personally when you were growing up? And have you picked up any teaching techniques from him?
Yeah, my father actually, he taught me a lot. He was
Yeah.
so inclined towards teaching me. He woke me up early in the morning, like 5 baje utha diya, and he was like, "Ki, chalo, garden mein
And you're
chalte
not a
hain."
morning. And you're not a
No,
morning.
I am not a morning
This
person.
much I know about you, that you're not a morning person.
Yeah. So he woke me up at like 5 a.m. and he's telling me, "Let's go to the garden. I want to teach you inertia today." So I was like, "Okay." Like, obviously, as a kid, I don't want to like wake
Woke you
up
at
and
5
go and
o'clock
study.
to teach you inertia.
Yeah, actually.
All
Before
right.
school, can you imagine? Like,
No,
he
I
would,
can't imagine. No.
Yeah, so he would take me to the garden and he would like shake the guava tree in front of me and he would be like, see why the guava fall. This is inertia. Then he would like start beating the blanket and tell me these are the dust particles, they are staying here, inertia fresh. He was so into like learning by doing, and he always hated this part, mugging and all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is how he always taught me. These are the techniques that I really want to implement while I'm teaching my
And I
kids.
think I think that you have already implemented that.
Yes,
because I have attended some of your lessons over here, and Arsh ma'am definitely does this beautifully. Like I actually feel, oh wow, ये तो मुझे भी समझ में आ गया. Like I know it, you know.
So जब ये वाला feeling बच्चों से आता है, right? So it gives you a next level satisfaction. Like,
I feel like even over here at Byju's, all of us, in fact, that's something that we do emphasize on, right? I
Yes.
mean, we do emphasize on not mugging, but falling in love with learning.
yes, the
and
visualization is
visualization,
superb.
conceptual clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then obviously it would seem that Byju's is like the perfect fit for you.
Actually, because now I feel like I can implement what I used to dream of, right? So I have the platform. There are a team of brilliant people. We brainstorm on the ideas, how we can teach the kid in a different way. That really satisfies my soul. It fills my soul.
This was, learning a little bit about your life.
Yeah.
Students, we've got to know a little bit more about Arsh ma'am in terms of what type of student she was, where her teaching background comes from, how she's become such a fabulous teacher. Now it's time for a very special segment, and we call this the rapid fire section. I'm going to ask you some questions and they're going to be rapid, all right? And your answers should have fire. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah.
All right then. So very first question for you, right? What is your biggest fear?
Yeah, I'm scared of water, actually.
You're scared of water. Do you know how to swim?
No.
Oh, wow. That is so interesting. I didn't know that about you. All right then. Okay. What is your go-to lazy dinner?
It's always Rajma Chawal.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Okay. One movie that has impacted your life.
3 Idiots, I would say.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love that movie.
Again, all about conceptual clarity.
Yes.
It sort of fits, right? Okay. Do you believe in ghosts?
Actually, I don't believe in ghosts, but
Yeah.
I am so scared of ghosts.
You don't believe in them, but you're scared
Yeah,
of them.
but once I watch a scary movie,
Then you
I
get
couldn't
scared.
sleep.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right. My last question to you is: would you ever skydive?
I would love to, actually. It
Really?
is my plan. Maybe I'll skydive this year or maybe next year for sure.
Wow. I think I'm a little scared of that, but best of luck to you. I'm sure that you will be fabulous at it with your whole, the spirit of like, oh, I can do it.
Yes.
All right. So thank you. That was the rapid fire round. And now let me tell you, and let me tell Arsh ma'am this also because she doesn't know, we have a very, very special surprise for her. Arsh ma'am, we've got a message for you, a personal message from someone who is very, very dear and very, very special to you. So are you ready to see it?
Yeah, I'm super ready.
All right then.
Yeah.
हेलो अर्श बेटा, हाउ आर यू? बेटा, मुझे आज बहुत खुशी है कि आप अपने इस टीचिंग प्रोफेशन में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और बड़ी मेहनत और लगन से इस प्रोफेशन में अपना जो है नाम ऊंचा कर रहे हैं। बेटा, मुझे आज भी याद है कि जब आप बहुत छोटे थे और 3rd क्लास में पढ़ते थे तो आप अपनी छोटी सिस्टर और उनके साथ फ्रेंड्स उनको छत के ऊपर जाकर मैडम खेला करते थे। और मुझे जब इस तरह देखा मैंने तो मैंने आपको एक ब्लैक बोर्ड गिफ्ट किया। मुझे नहीं पता था कि उस ब्लैक बोर्ड से आपका इतना प्यार हो जाएगा कि आगे जाके आप प्रोफेशन भी टीचिंग प्रोफेशन जो है चुनोगे। लेकिन आज मुझे बहुत तसल्ली है कि आपने इस प्रोफेशन को चुना है और मैथमेटिक्स जैसे टफ सब्जेक्ट को चुनकर उसमें विद्यार्थियों को जो है सरल तरीके से किस तरह से पढ़ाया जाता है और रोचक तरीके से किस तरह से पढ़ाया जाता है ये बताने की कोशिश कर रहे हो। इसी तरह मेहनत करते रहो बेटा और बुलंदियां छूते रहो। ऑल द बेस्ट।
So,
It was such a nice surprise. Thank you.
so I know that your parents are very proud of you, and I'm sure that I can see that it's almost brought tears to your eyes to see this very, very special message. And I would say that you're beautifully applying everything that they've taught you.
Thank you. And thank you, Papa, for such a wonderful message. I'm really glad. I can say I'm so proud to be your daughter. Thank you.
How lovely. Before we go, students, I want to tell you that we've, spoken to Ash ma'am over here. We've learned so many wonderful things about her life. She's had challenges along the way, of course, but she had a never give up attitude. She said, no problem is too big for me, and she went ahead and she worked very, very hard. So I would say that one of the most valuable lessons that we can learn from Ash ma'am is never ever give up. Please keep this lesson that we have learned today in mind and just work hard, smile, stay positive, and never ever give up. You know that the sky is your limit. Thank you for joining Tea with Tarana, and thank you, Ash ma'am. It
Thank
was
you,
a
Tarana.
pleasure to have you over here.
Same
with
here.
us.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Yeah.